Every time he does this every day, man.
Why are you unbanning him?
I don't know, bro. Man.
Welcome, everybody, to the Onward VR Master League Season 12, Week 13. My name's NightFiree with 2 E's. If you're tuning in here today, you're dropping by for some good high-octane action. The VAINQUEURS versus Animal House. 2 top teams in the overall ladder in the VRML, and should be exciting to watch these 2 squads duke it out. I know a highly contested matchup here today, and so... or not highly contested, highly sought after, meaning plenty of votes on the website for folks to tune into this one. So I know plenty of people are interested in seeing how this matchup rolls out. We will jump right into the pick bans for the day because both teams are ready to hop into the action. We don't want to keep them any longer. Bazaar banned for the VAINQUEURS and Snow Peak out of the gate there for Animal House. First map being picked by the VAINQUEURS is going to be Downfall. And so you can see maybe a pattern here, and at least Animal House trying to ban away that long-range Snow Peak map. Bazaar with a little bit of the close quarters, a map that Animal House are pretty good on, banned away by the VAINQUEURS, and Downfall picked here first, trying to get into some range right out the gate. We'll see how that works for both squads as we get ready to dive in to the action. Round number 1 of map 1 begins right now. I know no time to drum up the teams, but we can talk about it throughout the course of the match.
If Nolo goes down, we're gonna have to keep eyes on that north approach.
I want to look at the worldwide standings.
Yeah,
Wait for those early camera stutters to get out, and now we're smooth as butter. Nolamite setting up for a early defensive position. On the hunt for any north rotation here, but won't spot it. They did spawn up in that north side, but no one's looking for any of that early aggression. They do have minigame AP up at Apex up top, but they haven't taken any shots yet. So for now, I don't know if the positions of this VAINQUEURS team are known. Either way, Animal House set up around the OBJ, ready for the attack. While we have this downtime, I can look at the ranks. Animal House 11th, VAINQUEURS 10th. Both teams very close to pushing up into that top 7. A spot that you need to be in. You want to guarantee yourself a position in that postseason tournament to compete for the $7,000 in cash and hardware prize pool. Interesting choice here from Lipinski with the bolt action silence sniper.
Bungalow.
Took one shot out there, but did not connect. I don't see this gun, this loadout taken often, but interesting to see. The range pick here. Dialed in onto V's position. They wait to see if there's anyone else going to be rotating over from that north side, and there it is, and that shot connects.
One down.
Now Lipinski's window position given away, and as soon as they peek that window, shots do come ringing in to their side.
2 approaching from the south valley, and possibly a couple through the middle or upper red truck.
Pretty accurate callouts. There is indeed 2 in the valley. Most Wanted in particular has advanced forward to a position that Green Theft may be able to catch them out in. Green holding a very important advanced position in the south.
Yeah, it sounded like the rocks at Twins. Definitely over in that south area.
Information gained here by Animal House off of just one bullet shot by Most Wanted over into Lipinski's direction. Lipinski still on the hunt for where the heck they were getting shot from. Daddy Blitz joins up with Most Wanted Nugget down in that building, and Lipinski just misses. In the time that they have to reload, Nugget able to find one kill. Green Theft goes down on that bottom floor. Now Lipinski gonna feel a little bit more pressure as Wanted Nugget is gonna get up onto this second floor, be able to put rounds out onto their position and down onto this southwest street. So have to see how much they push up and how much they hunt. We do see Daddy Blitz now looking out through that window. A dangerous window to peek, but it could give you a lot of information. You can identify Mobstar over the top.
Need a way to cover that?
Maybe a chance to find a kill. At the same time, Mobstar very likely looking over in this direction. There comes the shots. Here's the firefight. Most Wanted Nugget finds the kill. Position now certainly given away, and there come the shots from the two-story. Dolomite is able to connect.
All right, I down one in the west over there. We lost a friendly.
Another sniper shot connected by Lipinski. Daddy Blitz now pushing up and a little bit concerned about where the heck those sniper shots are coming from. They know there's someone in the window, but can't get rid of them. As they push forward, Minigame Apex from the north finds Quokka Floka, a.k.a. Quokka Flocka.
From the west, east,
And
south,
it's now a 2v2. A lot of fire comes in here from Nolowide. I wonder if they're going to be aware of Minigame Apex's position. If I can snap into any more walls. Pinsky still tucked in. They have great vision on the objective, really. They can cover the front, the entry to that front door. They can cover the whole back wall. They cover the street. It is a solid last-ditch spot. The trouble is if there's smokes or if they lose vision behind the wall, then it's a dangerous position to be in.
behind you.
Maxime getting identified. Is this shot going to connect? No, misses with that bolt action. There's the connect. Daddy Blitz
behind you. One on
now
me,
pushing Lipinski. The call out there, and Blitz is able to get inside. Lipinski goes down. It's a 1v1. 10 seconds left. Blitz has to push out. Nolomite doesn't have to come up here and fight this, but they're here anyway. An opportunity for Blitz to get the round, but no, doesn't find the shots. And Animal House, with time ticking down, take our first round in 6 minutes. Solid start for, well, both sides, really. VAINQUEURS is doing a great job on the attack to bring it that close, but Animal House ultimately defending the objective. Have to wait and see how the VAINQUEURS decide to defend, but we are now waiting for a reconnect on Animal House's side. I don't believe it was a disconnect in-game. I think it was after death, so hopefully nothing too long, and it's just a quick reset, and they will be back in to the lobby, and round 2 will be kicking off, but I suppose a interesting pace setter, too. We could be in for a 2-hour brawl today if we end up running 6-minute rounds like that every time. But the full 6 minutes utilized. 6.5, I guess. Looking at the KDs, Lipinski 3-1 and Nolamite 2-0. Solid starts for them as well. Also, a reminder that we have another game live over on VRML 2. If you want to catch that action, you can stop by over there and check out more VRML gameplay. Not sure what's happening. We don't have the full Animal House squad in yet. Yeah, a bit of a false start. Maybe a timeout having to be called here. We'll have to see. Either way, a bit of a pause in the momentum for these teams. Quokka does reconnect. Quokka Floka. And we should be into round number 2 shortly. Going back in lobby. Hopefully no more tech issues, but you never know. Either way, you got me. I have long hair to look at while we wait for the action, so it's not all bad. Depending on how you see it. Reminder that I guess we do have venues games tomorrow. 6 p.m. PST, 12 p.m. PST Saturday and Sunday, so be sure to tune in then. I think we have some pretty good games this weekend too. Up on the old website. VRML.com if you don't know. We have, Hell on Wheels and Blackwatch. Could be a solid one. And Vrac and Astra. 2 pretty highly voted matches as well. So I know there's definitely some hype around those games. Could be exciting to check out, but we're not there yet. We still got this one ahead of us, and I'm interested to see where we go. You know, Downfall, certainly a bit of a pace setter. A bit slow. But I don't know. We'll have to see what map 2 is with the Animal House choosing that. I imagine we're going to be back to close quarters, maybe something like Tanker, Cargo, Suburbia. There's plenty of tight, close quarters maps available that Animal House excel in. And map 3, I'm thinking maybe Abandon. Although Abandon is long range, it does have its close quarters moments, so that depends on how comfortable really the VAINQUEURS are on that map. Either way, I have stalled long enough. And we go back into it. VAINQUEURS on the attack. Animal House. Excuse me, Animal House on the attack. The VAINQUEURS on the defense. And the early stages of Downfall, typically a bit slow. Everyone advanced up here to at least the midfield. And so far, pretty standard stuff on the attack. Nothing out of the ordinary as they set up down in that south ravine, and some early shots come out from the VAINQUEURS to deter that ravine push. V down here, looking out the 2-story minigame. Able to check that ravine, but isn't actually holding that angle. They're actually watching the north. So they're waiting to potentially catch out Quokka Floka, try and push up into that 2-story. It has the advantage that they can rotate, but for now, minigame is not watching that, and I wonder if they're watching dead ahead, because Quokka is going to push this corner, or at least try and go up soon enough. There's the push. The shots come in. They do not connect. Quokka just barely misses. And now minigame Apex losing that potential advantage they had on this position. A very quick reaction from Quokka to recognize This position from ASX, very impressive. A trade over on that side. As we miss that, it turns into a 4-4. Most of Animal House stacked up in the south. So they lose that extra north pinch. It's going to come down now to the execution as a squad down here in the south.
Copy that.
Let me get these smokes out before you guys push.
2 smokes tossed out. First one. Oh, both are okay. There's a gap in between that could have been spotted through, but I don't believe anybody was actually even covering that cross. Daddy Blitz in particular is rotating around, though. And they may be checking this side soon. They're a little late, but maybe in time to find Nolamite.
l'autre, on s'en va. Par en haut. On n'a pas le choix.
One dead north.
Marshlock Tower dead.
Okay, nice.
Got him already.
Wait, you just one-shot him?
Yes. What do you expect from another sniper?
Yeah.
Yeah, one in North Bungalow. One in North Bungalow, North Bungalow.
One dead behind North Bungalow. There's a second one. One at red truck, upper red truck. There's one at upper red truck and one behind North Bungalow. Truck's dead. I have two confirmed, one down.
Whoa, my hand. -1 in the south. Yep, I'm right behind you guys on the hill.
Oh, I'm muted. Wow. Sorry for that. Been like a round or two. But it's okay. You've just been hearing the action. I certainly should know that I'm muted or not muted because I have the HyperX Quadcast S mic, which has RGB. I can mute myself at any time when I want to with a button. Pretty cool. It is helpful when I have to cough, but it is also not helpful when I forget. So, thank you, chat. I appreciate you. We are at least all set up, and I don't know, how'd you like the silent round? Was it good? I wish I had just been quiet too, so I could have saved the voice, but here we are. We do finally get that problem solved, and so all good. Let me update the score line here, as Animal House have taken a 2-1 lead on VAINQUEURS map pick. Swap sides, VAINQUEURS go on defense, Animal House on the attack. So we'll have to see what we get from this defensive setup. The offense getting a bit of a different spawn down in the ravine this time, and so it will also be a different attack formation here for Animal House. They could potentially go on the hunt for kills really early in this round if they're willing to give away their spawn position. And there it is. Shots coming in, they catch V out. Wanted Nugget is able to at least get up to the tower, but can't get into it. And so is now stuck in not a terrible position, but they are stuck. Trying to find Quokka, that does not connect. Most Wanted Nugget goes down, and very quickly the VAINQUEURS are picked up to 3. Maxime in a key position. Utilize the tank for good cover as they check through the cracks of it. Try and identify where this offense is pushing in. They spotted out Green Theft. Wonder if their barrel is going to clear the gap when they go for the shot. There's the side turn, an important element in order to make sure those shots do go through. There's Green Theft walking up, and there's the shots nicely connecting from Maxime. Hitting your shots with that gun turned is not an easy thing to do, and a solid pickup to at least chip away at the advantage that Animal House have and are now pushing. As smokes come into the objective, I wonder if anyone is actually going to commit to the push or if they are just sort of a diversion.
I killed one at the base of it, but didn't clear the inside.
Quokka almost getting ID'd there by Minigame Apex. Shots now coming in down onto that side, but they do not connect. Giving away the position here of both Mobstar and Quokka, but Quokka is pushed up pretty far past the eyes of both Minigame and Maxime. It's really coming down to Daddy Blitz on defending this. Quokka's here, and there's the kill. A nice pickup, a huge pickup to come in from Daddy Blitz. Mobstar is going to be up next, testing their luck. Don't know if Minigame will be able to see Mobstar rotating around the tight corner here. I don't think they will. On the other side of things, Nolamite trying to work up through the ravine. Lipinski also in a bit of a battle with Maxime down on the tank. Ooh, and Nolamite's going to work their way around the edge. Ducks down just in time. Very slow, methodical advance here. Mobstar still dead center. Everyone working close. 2:45 on the clock, so actually a lot of time for Animal House to push this. Dolomite prone here. Oh yes, Maxime does spot them. That's a good flashbang tossed out there. Oh, and a gutsy peek from Maxime to go for that kill. You could see bullets nearly connecting with them there, and it looks like one or two did as they have to heal, but they find that kill. And Lipinski still very much distracted by Maxime down here, but if anything is keeping Maxime down here, because really we're into a 1v1 right here. Mobstar and Daddy Blitz. What it ultimately is going to come down to.
I got flash, so he knows where I am. Apple.
At least has coverage from that tower, but again, it's not getting eyes inside, so Daddy Blitz playing this one right. Not getting too aggressive on defense. Ooh, and they managed to get past Blitz's vision. They've got out of that corner undetected. Now they can push up to objective, and is this defense going to crash? Maxime Jourdain and Minigame come flying in now, and they have to worry about overwatch positions from Lipinski, who has great vision down into the top side as Mobstar comes pushing and maybe detecting this aggression. There's Maxime, who finds one, drops back off after shutting that down. They know where Lipinski is, but Lipinski catches Apex. We're into a 1v1 with 50 seconds left, and Maxime is pushing up. They're not sure on the kill count. They don't know if there's someone on objective. They don't know if Lipinski is suppressing for them. Lipinski has a free kill here, and they take it. Animal House go up 3-1. Wow. The pacing is, it's interesting how you can in some cases, you can determine at least how a map is going to go off of the pace of that first round. And so far, we've had very long rounds. I mean, really, both defensive sides playing it right where they're not getting too over aggressive and they're forcing the offense to push to them. It works out well, and you know, it's unfortunate that the VAINQUEURS lost their defensive round earlier. I mean, right there. Because now Animal House get to go on defense for our next objective, and I mean, downfall out of any map, it really does tend to cater towards a Volk advantage because there's so much open ground to cross that there are a lot of angles that you can hold that are sometimes late, sometimes early, that can catch your opponent out unsuspecting. And it's that sometimes that when you're attacking really does give you a lot of issues. You have to check every window to see, well, is someone looking for the early pick, or are they tucked in for late game? And if you find out that, how do you find out they're tucked in for late game? The only way is by finding them. Like, so, you know, it's like it's a very methodical map that you have to be methodical on Marsoc when you approach it. And so we'll see if the VAINQUEURS can maybe kick off this Marsoc round with a pick or two. As I don't think they've been in an advantage early. No, I think they haven't been in an advantage early in some time, but there it is. Daddy Blitz finds the first kill, shuts down a big defensive element. If they were going to attack from the south, it looks like there's actually a majority push right down the center here on the north. Maxime has gotten very close to objective.
He's on the south side of it. No. South side dark room.
Information gained here. Minigame continuing to push. Green Theft even taking some shots out the window just to be safe. We're into a bit of a guessing game there.
They're both on south side.
3 down in the corner, and Daddy Blitz gets a little too aggressive. Nolamite holding a late angle. Ready for anybody that eventually gets to the stairs, but only once they get to the stairs.
Here, come help me.
Now holding that tight corner. And oh no, Blitz could be rezzed here.
Still 2 here. Yeah, still 2 here. Lower red.
Oh,
North- or
Maxime is going
east
to go
side
for
and
the
south
res.
side.
They get it. Blitz pops up and gets back into the corner before Nolamite finds the kill. Not sure if they were using that body for bait to try and get that frag on the res or what, but either way.
Two on,
Everybody
dark room,
back
south
up here in
side.
the north, and we're into a battle in the
Today,
south.
Notiski.
South defense very weak now because they can't watch down in the south, and if they do, it leaves the north weak. Animal House were in a bad way, or at least they were until Green Theft flew for a
Killed the
double.
two at
Shuts
lower
down
red, I'm down.
2 right away, takes it into a 2v3. That was a big push out to get those two. Very important because now it is down to these 2 defensive elements, and they are holding important lines, at least for now. Nolamite watching the corner here for Minigame Apex to push up to the stairs, and they also have Mobstar watching the center for Most Wanted Nugget in this duo to push in, but now Mobstar's down, and the underground is vulnerable to cap. This is terrible news for Animal House. Nolamite has to get aggressive. They have to commit all the way out here, and it's actually probably best case that Minigame Apex finds that kill. Either way, I stand completely corrected on what I was just saying about needing to be slow and methodical, and I credit it to the spawn more than anything, allowing the offense to be right there very early. But as there are a few quick spawns on downfall. Still though, a very fast attack and a successful one at that keeps the VAINQUEURS in this. Animal House maybe not overconfident, but certainly getting caught off guard by what was a much more aggressive offense than had been on display previous rounds. So solid job there to throw up or change the pacing of this series. I mean, really the first fast round we've had so far. And that's something I talk about a lot. What a great, I mean, whether it was intentional or not, whether they got fortunate with the spawn, I don't know. But I would like to think that that is just a call made by this team saying, look, we're into this slow gameplay right now. We've gotten down to the last 30 seconds of every round, 40 technically. And that's not working. We're down 3-1. Change it up. Boom, out the gate. They're on the hunt for picks. If you remember their first offensive round, they also played out slow. They didn't go for early aggression. And so a really nice shift in the strategy that they've been displaying so far. And something you might not really recognize if you're not really paying close attention to what's going on here at a high level, and how the VAINQUEURS right there shifted things up and got themselves a point that they really, I mean, obviously needed to stay in this map pick. Now they go on defense. If they play this one like they have been, they put up some good defensive rounds, but it is another quick spawn as Animal House could immediately fire down from this north hill. So let's see what happens as we get back into it. Round number 6 kicking off. Oh, and a risky push here. Oftentimes it gets scooped up, and oh, I say that, but Nugget actually finds the first kill. VAINQUEURS off to a good start again, finding their early pick. And now knowing the spawn. More shots coming in, more bodies dropping. No. Animal House still 4 left alive, but a good kickoff here for the VAINQUEURS. Most Wanted Nugget completely shutting down AH out the gate.
Can I empty this whole mag into north or no? Hey, Vayer, you want me to empty this whole mag, this whole belt-fed mag into them, into north or no?
I think the answer was yes. Oh my gosh, how do I get out of this building? Poor please. Let me go through whatever the heck I want.
-2, North Hotel.
At the tail end of that magazine, they find another kill. To get away from the LMG so you can hear me, because it is the loudest gun in the game. Great for both noise suppression and just general bullet suppression. And with Animal House down to 3, they seem to be pondering on what their plan of approach could look like here. So far, if you look at the overhead, it is split up into a 1-1-1. Trying to hit the approach from all angles. Although Green Theft up through the center is a little bit tough. Well, I say that, but I actually do wonder how many eyes can get coverage onto that center position there. Maybe Green has a path towards objective. There is V there, but I don't think they're watching out that window. Really not sure what they're looking for. Maybe they're just sitting back. Watching objective on that late angle. So certainly a path up the center then, I suppose, as there really isn't any vision in the middle half of this map. To how the VAINQUEURS have set up on their defense previously, it is very tight around the objective. They aren't necessarily pushing out, and they're fortunate that Nugget found those 2 kills out the gate to set them up for this now, because it's really just a waiting game. They have everybody positioned. They should have all angles of approach covered, and it is going to be down to how Nolomite pushes in on the north if they find the pick on the blitz, and then from there what that defensive rotation looks like as Lipinski gets rid of Jourdain up the center. Nugget has to check down onto that side now, and it allows Nolomite to push up these stairs free and easy. Blitz also pushing off this window position, so there really could be a chance for Nolomite to get up here undetected as V just works out completely in the open. Green Theft takes him out. Up through the center, a nice pickup there. The trio working together to find the kills. Nolomite not having to do anything just yet. Doesn't see Nugget there, and those additional shots throw this team off. Nolomite misses on the blitz and flies off of the 2-story to drop shot them. And in a very quick bit of gameplay, it's down to both minigame Apex and Most Wanted Nugget, with Nugget being heavily suppressed. Pushing back to the objective to ensure they have coverage of it, and yeah, it is a bit of a light defense. Apex has outdoor coverage. Nugget has coverage to the entry of basement, so they do have everything they need right now. This is going to be a matter of if Nugget goes down, that's when things could go wrong. Ooh, and Green Theft on OBJ gets picked up. Nugget now onto the corner. And Lipinski looking for any information. Doesn't spot Nugget out. I'm sure Nugget saw Lipinski peek that. Oh, and what a great rotation from them to work up into the 2-story. Be ready for Lipinski to push out to that outside corner on the wall. I like the rotation from Nugget. They've been very quick to maneuver themselves into a different position, and it allows them to catch out Lipinski. The VAINQUEURS stick in it here on downfall and tie things up 3 apiece. Jeez. What a map so far, as we are all tied up 3 apiece, just like the vote count for who the point count for who people think is going to win. We are dead even here on map number 1. We have shouted out one of our sponsors already, but we do have several of them. VR Cover, offering great covers for any VR headset, greatly enhancing the comfort of any VR device. I highly recommend you pick up one as soon as you get any VR headset. And if you don't have one, go get one. We should have a VR Cover link in chat if you do !VR Cover. And if we don't, then that's on me. And we'll get one soon. VRML obviously contributing into the prize pool. Loves to help. We'd love to help inspire and continue to help grow VR esports. And We know the prize pool helps that in that way, so we want to contribute to that. And ProTube VR, one of our longest sponsors. They offer fantastic stocks that help stabilize your game in aim. Stabilize your aim in game. They also have great haptic feedback versions where you can feel the recoil in the gun. Very cool stuff. I highly recommend you go check them out. And last but not least, Asterion, offering fantastic RGB mounts for your headsets with USB ports to charge.
Watch out, the sniping.
That's that. Action here.
Okay, okay.
The final round of map 1.
Easy, vamos.
Feet don't fail me now.
Everyone setting up for their defensive positions. No early contesting going on by the VAINQUEURS here. I do think it was determined more so by that far south spawn, but back to a bit of a slower rollout for the VAINQUEURS. I'll get set up in the center and everybody else working up through the ravine. Undetected. No eyes up onto that ravine side. Everybody instead, well, patiently waiting for this offense to eventually work their way up to this street and then challenge the objective. They don't know if the offense is coming in from the north or south, and so I'd say that's trademarked, but I don't think they were technically on tune. Trade there keeps things even. Oh, jeez, a team kill there.
Sorry.
Almost really throw things into a bad way, but fortunately enough. I see him able to be rezzed. A bit surprised by that swing there as Daddy Blitz almost finds the headshot but doesn't. And now it is again a matter of patience as the VAINQUEURS are back to peeking every window, checking all the angles. They have to push up through the center, so they don't really have that one line to push down. And a late corner peek leads to another kill, and now everybody in the south. We do have one on a long rotation, so maybe Maxime will be able to find this res. And Lipinski catching out Daddy Blitz on their side. In the south as that rotation comes in. Mobstar looking up through the center, not spotting much, and Most Wanted Nugget dead out in the middle of the open, so not exactly an easy res point.
Don't cover me, don't cover me. There's one all the way at the back of the house, all the way over there, and then there's one where the house to the hard right at the windows.
Okay, the building in the hole?
No, the building that I was at last round, that's where he is. He's holding an angle right there.
Okay.
It's like all the way at the back house. Second floor window.
I know what. The right or the left window?
Good call outs there, but another pick from Lipinski. Now leaves just Maxime here alone. And they've taken shots, try to connect, push out for the res, and it's back to a 2v4. VAINQUEURS not quite out of this just yet. as the duo now can work together to try and find
It's only me and you, yeah.
something.
I got downed by your teammate.
Yeah, me too, dude. We're both one shots. Oh my fuck.
No res is available if either of them are tagged.
Yeah, you go around.
And a minute and a half. Jourdain does not have time for a long rotation.
What the fuck? That's so ass.
Bit of a botched smoke toss there. Not exactly where they were looking to get it. And Maxime not going for too long of a rotation. Smartly, as they only have now 50 seconds left. And one less smoke. The duo gonna reconnect. And as they try and push up through the center, Nolamite is ready and waiting. Finds one right away, and Most Wanted Nugget likely second-guessing the choice of pushing up that way. Kind of interesting, though, if they get past Nolamite. A chance. Can't find the angle. Nolamite finds them in the open, and AH squeak away with a round. Lipinski sniping, gunning down, doing it all. 12 and 4 on the first map of the day for the AH squad. Solid performance on downfall from Lipinski. A key performance, dare I say, in keeping them in this, as the VAINQUEURS also had good kills. 8 and 6, 8 and 5, 2 and 5, 5 and 6. I mean, that's what you get when it comes down to 3-3. So, a fantastic battle back and forth, but Animal House take the VAINQUEURS map pick. Now we go to Animal House's comfort zone, which I anticipate to be into some close quarters. I'll hide the screen to build up that anticipation. And we'll have to wait and see. Oh, yes, I was right. I thought for a second we were going to quarantine, but don't be ridiculous. That's too much range. Map 2, nice and small. Suburbia. You want to talk about changing up the pacing. VAINQUEURS has managed to get back into that series by changing up the pace, but now... Oh, the map, excuse me. But now, Animal House are trying to change up the pace of this series. Map 2 on Suburbia, almost a polar opposite of picking into downfall. So expect very different pacing on the action here. I see an old classic catchphrase of Lipinski getting shouted out in chat. Abracadabra. Some folks still remember. I don't hear him say it too much anymore. Maybe it's lost its luster for them, but everybody needs a catchphrase. Speaking of, I do appreciate all of you hanging out and dropping by in chat today. Nice crowds showing up for the action. A reminder that we also have a game live over on VRML 2. If you want to check out Grenade Magnet, hopping into a match right now. Also, we got games later this week. Saturday at 6 p.m. PST, Sunday at 12. I think Diamond Tier team's battling it out. I already said who they were, so if you missed it, go to vrml.com/onward/matches and check it for yourself. It is going to be on venues, though, so it'd be exciting if you do want to tune in there. And yeah, what do I see in here? Steve Quick, Wicked Talks, Steven, Steve Jameston. I said that twice. I'll say Wicked Talks twice too, just to balance it out. Step Dark, Shadow Craze. I might have said that twice too. You guys are getting lucky. 24 Gray. Appreciate you all hanging out and chatting it up. It looks like, though, for map 2, we are ready to go into the action.
Yo, Lola, watch out, hein, he's pretty very fast.
Good smoke lane.
Some early pre-fire coming in, but that's all it is. Just a bunch of guesswork through the bushes. Animal House set up for their advance here. More guesswork being done.
Through a flash. Sorry, NightFiree, for the foul language.
That's okay,
Yeah,
Lipinski. I didn't catch it.
No.
Pushes up into playground, though, and really nobody has eyes over onto this playground side. Bale is watching over the top. A spot close crossing out there. Can't quite find the angle there. There's the angle, and the firefight both end up trade there. Quick res, though, from Jourdain. Pops him right back up. He'll be able to confirm that kill, and Animal House now down to 4. Everyone's still pretty spread out across the map. Nice inside position here from Green, gets quickly picked apart. V finds themselves a second kill from this position.
Yo, Blitz, finish the kill.
And a less than successful push here by Animal House, as they now consider resetting, dropping back into spawn and losing Mobstar, pushing up there. Yeah, it cuts him down to just 2 now, and rotating around. Noah might actually maybe be able to swing over here and get Mobstar. But that rotation could cost them their life. They're not careful. Daddy Blitz ready and waiting. Now Lipinski, trapped behind the square box, is able to smoke their way out of it, but a piece of utility gone if they wanted to eventually assault, and they're into a 1v5, no less.
Not looking very pretty for me right now.
Say that again. No confirmed kills and no real idea where the heck this defense is set up. Daddy Blitz has dropped off of that initial window peak, but they've gone back now as Lipinski finds them crossing. Can they get Mobstar before Mobstar bleeds out? They've been down for quite some time. There is the res. A 2v4. Animal House trying to climb it back here. Clinging to their chance of victory. That's where the cling came in. Minute and a half left. They have time. Still, though, a long way to go. Get across the street into that garage, it is going to be quite the task. And now Lipinski all alone. finally almost getting killed there by Lipinski, but not quite. And quite a lot of bullets getting sent Lipinski's way. There's the peak. Nugget finds the kill, and the VAINQUEURS pick up their defensive round strongly. I would say one of the few objectives that does favor the Volk side, though, as it is essentially a back against a wall, so you only have to worry about 180 degrees in front of the objective. It is a rare scenario in the game of Onward, one you really only see on maps like Cargo and Suburbia. Tanker too, I suppose, but even then there are maps in the center. But you know your attacking side's coming from one side, so Tanker also would be in that line. Anyway, a solid job for the VAINQUEURS on Animal House's map pick, and we'll have to see what Animal House do on defense now. They get their chance at holding down the OBJ. And again, it's an objective that I think is not that hard to defend. You just do what the VAINQUEURS did essentially there. Sit on the other side of the street, wait for them to come to you. No need to get aggressive out into the playground like you do see some teams experiment with. And at the same time, there is the ways to counter that defense are with some well-placed grenades. You know, you put one or two grenades into that front yard, and you may find one or two defenders. Maybe one through the window, one on the front in the front yard. Certainly a way to get it out, but
Oh shit! What? You just go to the void.
crazy stuff going on over here. Some shouting. I don't know if the VAINQUEURS are ready. It seems they are as we fly into the action. Nugget able to get out of the way of some early suppressive fire. And it's looking like it's going to be a heavy push over on playground side as both Jourdain and Apex push their way up. Nolamide able to get rid of Nugget up through the center.
5 up still, 5 up still.
Daddy Blitz up next on the hit list. They catch Daddy Blitz. Animal House
5 up. Okay, that's 2 down.
throwing out a completely different style of defense. The exact opposite of what I would suggest, and it is completely catching out the VAINQUEURS off guard. Within the first minute, they're cut down into a 2v5. And Quokka is right there to pop up and catch V. Minigame finally finds that refrag, but it takes them some time. And it's not until they're into a 1v4 that they find it. Go ahead and start predictions again. So far, though, it's looking like it's going to be a dead even start. Apex tries to push out. They run into 2 in the center. Pretty unordinary. Flashes coming in. Apex completely blind. Another flash coming in. Nolamite not allowing Apex to see. And there it is. The aggression from AH completely shuts down the VAINQUEURS offense. And I love seeing it. I was dead wrong on what the exact opposite of what I was just talking about, but I love seeing the different strategies come out, and ultimately good execution by Animal House, playing the map the way they want to play it, not necessarily slowing things up too much after having what was a slow start there on round 1, and I feel like that's the pace they kind of wanted to set out the gate. Or if it wasn't, it's what they should have set out the gate, because that was a great, quick round that gets them a point very fast. And that's sometimes more impactful than the long, drawn-out rounds. And again, it depends on the scenario, but still. AH need to continue firing on all cylinders if they want to stay in this and take this second map in the series, because the VAINQUEURS have kept things very close. Especially with that early Marsoc W, and obviously bringing it 3-3 on downfall. Quite a good performance from them, and so you know, even though this is AH's pick, they cannot be getting too confident here. Back into it we go for round number 3.
Next round I'm rushing, bro. I'm gonna fucking rush it.
Next to Russia?
I'm gonna rush it.
Into the action we go. Interesting comment there that they're going to look for a bit of a faster play next round. And Animal House certainly thinking a fast play here. A heavy dose of smokes coming in early. And they are well placed. One right on objective, a couple right into the front patio. They're forcing the VAINQUEURS to put out suppressive fire. Most Wanted Nugget in particular is completely blind on objective. Lipinski can push in from the front, but they are holding off the assault so far. Nugget blind firing. Vale catches Mobstar up through the center. Blitz still down in the radio in. Can't quite catch the crossing there, as Nolamite is able to get over there and get the res. Smokes now dissipate down, and so a couple of the positions that were blocked are now back in effect. Well, now they're dead. Lipinski goes down. Green Theft swinging on the APC. Vale goes down. Green continuing to push. Apex is there to shut it down.
-2.
A big couple of kills there that set up the VAINQUEURS for success, as Lipinski is alone. Actually, the defense has to rotate out, and oh no, Lipinski can't land the early shots. It allows time for the attacker to swing, and the defender technically. VAINQUEURS defend successfully under an onslaught from Animal House. A solid attempt. Coming in there from AH, but a big shutdown from Apex on one side, and ultimately not pushing off of those smokes cost them. They had really good smoke placement, like we had pointed out earlier. Great stuff right on objective tank, really causing the defense to be in a panic, forcing blind fire into the smokes, you know, swings around corners you wouldn't necessarily anticipate, and well, an exciting attempt and an exciting hold. Now they're up 2-1, and AH get their turn at defense.
A little bit. It's all good. I'm gonna go lane.
Where's everyone? I saw
I'm gonna go
mob
Tetris
lane
again. I'm doing the same thing. I'm going Tetris. Whoever had that pre-fire on Tetris, that was great. 2 rounds ago.
I don't know if I can go back to that same spot though.
Yeah, that's pretty sketchy from this one. I'm guessing they're gonna get the lane 1 spawn since they already had lane 4.
Interesting comms coming in from the team at the start of the round. They're going to come out and get aggressive on defense. Green Theft pushing up early. Oh, almost catches out Daddy Blitz, rotating back. Oh, there almost finds them again.
From playground.
But on the other side of things, Nolamite goes down. Most Wanted Nugget finds a second. A big double kill up through the center. Animal House trying to throw aggression at them. ends up getting completely countered, but look at the setup. Nobody on the other side. Everybody pushed up across the street.
Carport. Smoke from carport.
Actually, this might work out. The VAINQUEURS actually looking at map points.
There's one lane 4.
They can manage their way up to this objective. Not going to be easy by any means, but it is what's on the table right now. Ooh, and Quokka finds another through the center. Really does come down to the playground push, and for now, they're at least smoked out from seeing up and through that playground. Popstar is pushed up, and Apex catches that out. More smokes come in. Over onto the objective, and I gotta wonder if they're gonna try and do the short cross, because they do have the option. I mean, really, they have a great smoke. Just a small gap. Okay, is covering. Apex goes down in a trade. Lipinski alone in defending this. If anybody gets past Lipinski to the other side of the tank, it's game. Map 2 into the hands of VAINQUEURS. Well, there's the kill, though. No cap
Nice.
comes in, but another 3-1 lead. This time in the favor of VAINQUEURS. They're on Animal House's map pick, a real true reversal of the score lines. The thing is, I doubt AH go down without much of a fight here. I guarantee that they battle pretty hard on this next objective. The trouble is, this next objective is pretty tough to capture on. So, they're not exactly given an easy route to 2 points. I think... I don't know how you play this with how VAINQUEURS have been defending. Aggression might work if you do throw smokes early and trust in them. Obviously, throwing good smokes too, an important element. But I feel that could go a long way in the approach against this team. Either that or start throwing out some grenades. Saw someone say this is all live. Yes. It is indeed all live. Just on a 6-minute delay so that we can maintain the competitive integrity of every round. I'm sure that nobody is gaining an advantage by potentially watching the stream and still delivering everybody some high quality, basically live VRML action. Second to it we go. Animal House on the attack. VAINQUEURS one away from taking us to a series decider, which is their map pick. Options like Abandoned and Quarantine still up for grabs, and so it could be an exciting map 3 if that's where, well, we're headed regardless. Nugget trying to throw out some nades. Smokes are coming in. Green Theft catches out. Nugget trying to get aggressive on the defensive side. 3 smokes dispersed out here as Daddy Blitz waits from underneath the Humvee. Will they find Quokka? They will. Green Theft now aware of that position. They find the quick refrag. Animal House continue to apply the pressure. I think if they keep their foot on the gas, it'll be successful, but here it comes. This is well, I called at least one of their plays as the heavy smoke dispersal comes. The question is, do they trust in their smokes and where they're going? Maxine is completely blind inside a smoke. Dolomite tries to cross out, but there's a gap in the coverage. They go down. A trade on that south side leaves this with 2 here and 1 Resible, and Maxime is getting aggressive on the outside, and they catch 1. Actually, technically 2, because they confirm the down player, but Lipinski has an easy shot here. And now V is alone in defending this objective in a 1v1. Four minutes left, so Lipinski has a lot of time. At this stage, no need to necessarily have your foot on the gas. Gonna go for a pretty standard full reset. I'm just gonna go ahead and lean back in our chairs and wait for Lipinski to get to the other side. And actually probably cross the street relatively undetected, I would think. But Lipinski has been the standout shooter for Animal House on downfall. Ever so slightly, working their way up prone. And you know, they have a gun on their back. It does certainly increase their profile. Maybe worth noting that if you do pick up an extra weapon, that it does sort of lie on your back there and showing off Lipinski Pro maybe a little bit more than they need to be. Either way, they're going undetected. V is not going to spot this. Now with so much time passed, you can see V starting to check other angles. Not necessarily trusting in themselves that Lipinski is only coming in from one side. It is ultimately the right choice to be making, but a tall order. Minute left. Lipinski has time to slow crawl this all the way up. And, well, it's the map on the line. So Lipinski does not want to get too aggressive when they don't need to. But if even they give a single sound out, and as we get into the final 30 seconds, there could be a big moment here where V could swing and find this kill. It comes down to Lipinski being patient. Oh, and V does check. No. Doesn't see Lipinski through the cracks. No, they do. And we're going to have a battle here. Oh my goodness. Lipinski hunts the ankle. Vale tried to go over the top. Lipinski, hearing the breaths around the corner, gave it away for them. Otherwise, it could have been a surprise attack. Animal House stay in it. 3-2. Are we seeing the reversal? That's the big question. Will AH be able to put up a defensive round here on an objective that I think is arguably defense favored? Either way, one of our first longer rounds on Suburbia here, and certainly an exciting way to get down to that 1v1. But we still sit at map point here, and they really an opportunity for VAINQUEURS to stay in this. If they manage to take just one round, if we go to map 3, their map pick, really the momentum goes into their favor. But Animal House have a chance to tie this up and then potentially take the entire series this map. And so I'm sure that is enticing them to stay locked in and not throw away this opportunity here. AH actually lower MMR than the VAINQUEURS, as they are 12th, VAINQUEURS 10th. So a small underdog story as well if AH can manage to come out on top with the win here. I say small because AH are no underdogs. They're a powerful team that has historically been playing high tier Onward in the VRML. So certainly something you can expect for them to at least stick in it and not let any round come through too easy as we go back to the action for round number 6. Mobstar taking some shots but not connecting. V fortunate enough to find some shots through the wood early. Everyone stays even 4 apiece. VAINQUEURS is going back to a bit more of a slower play style, and I feel that Animal House have been playing off of that on their defense as they do set up early into these aggressive positions, knowing that they're not going to be contested for getting there. Oh, those shots came in a little too early. That flash a little too late. Everybody dead on the aggressive positioning, and finally a kill for Mobster. Shuts down. It wasn't on objective push. Pretty good place smoke. Denies Mobstar vision on the other side, but Lipinski is still there. Mobstar is actually going to swing out and get a little aggressive. I was looking for picks, and Daddy Blitz actually finds the kill. Now Lipinski has to swing back to the objective. Concerned that it could be getting capped, has to throw flashes and really expose themselves. Big opportunities for the VAINQUEURS to find kills right now, but nobody pushed up into the middle street. Lipinski is able to set up. Pretty good smoke wall down in the south, but the east, but I don't even know if Lipinski knew that was happening. If anything, it drew their attention over to Daddy Blitz, who goes down, and maybe Lipinski can clutch this one up. Into the 1v2. And has cover. I don't know. Gonna be hard to find both kills. Unless they do a little something special and swing to find the final 2 attackers in the same position. Oop, there's the comms, though, and Lipinski certainly aware of the positions. Worried that there could be more, as oftentimes you get hit from multiple sides. once the offense sets up on the north. You can see the concern there. But no utility or anything coming in, and V just commits to the corner swing.
Je l'avais entendu.
Finds the kill. VAINQUEURS take this to a map 3 decider. Suburbia not working out for Animal House. And our third map of the day. Oh yeah, we forgot to mention this one when we were theorizing potential maps, but a commonly picked map, Subway. Excuse me. Did you see the great feature of the HyperX Quadcast S? I was yelling there. It's not... I wasn't just going like this. But how could you know? You'd have to trust me. And so trust me when I tell you that this mic's a good quality mic. I mean, hey, you're hearing my voice, right? Probably the true test, or the only test, really, of a good quality mic. And this is no filters, no additional software, gain down to 0 on the mic, audio in Windows at 95%. It puts out this good of quality. I think that speaks for itself. I have no problems recommending this mic. Easy to set up, not an XLR. So, you know, you just plug it into your USB port and it works. You don't have to have any fancy hardware or anything. It's, I don't know, a pretty good product. It's lasted me quite some time, and I shouted plenty into it. So it's survived the test of my baritone. Excuse me. Something in the throat there. Taking a look at the rosters. No subs from both sides as we get ready for Subway. Now looks like everybody's ready. We're set all up.
Little third map decider.
Ready to get into it, and an exciting series to get into, to say the least. Both maps, 1 and 2, delivering some good quality action, and now Subway certainly positioned to be exciting. We'll direct our initial attention over to this north side, as it's likely where we see our first exchange.
North.
Obstar, no success on that corner peek. Nugget was ready and waiting, heard the comms. No real chance, and ooh, a nice setup from Lipinski. Shuts down the catwalk approach. I heard a call out for blitz, and I wonder if that was to try and encourage the trio to push up this catwalk, but that is not going to happen anytime soon. And Lipinski is going to find another kill. Oh, Most Wanted actually downs Nugget. Nice nade toss there. Animal House lose 2 in that barrage. Well, actually just 1. The other one died earlier, so. Green Theft going to use those smokes of the enemy to their advantage. Cross that gap. And res Quokka, and on the other side of things, Maxime has dropped completely off the catwalk and is rotating in from the south. So we are split 2 ways here. Try and keep our attention divided to find out how VAINQUEURS want to pinch this push together. And a very risky lane to be pushing down. Plenty of positions for the defense to tuck themselves into. And Green Theft actually pushing up now over here to defend from any push on this side. Maxime interestingly dropping back. Neither of them will run into each other. On the other side of things, though, there is a push happening down this alleyway. Gotta turn lasers on to figure out where exactly these players are looking. Nolamite's certainly watching for any exit out. They find the kill, and Quokka instantly repeaks, both dead before their third can reconnect with them on that side. Maxime now in a 1v4 going to be pushing down a one-way alley. Not exactly ideal. That was interesting. Animal House seemed to have had a little powwow there for a second. I wonder if that was because they thought they had won the round and they were celebrating by coming together. I don't know. But everybody then spreads back out into their defensive positions, and well, Quokka takes a gander and finds themselves the final attacker. Solid hold from AH, and I wonder if the VAINQUEURS are second-guessing their choice of map here, as that was not an easy attack for them. Got heavily disrupted on that catwalk and did not have success pushing in from the north side, so a tough round one on their map pick, and especially when it's the map 3 decider. But we've had a pretty good and consistent back and forth so far, so I anticipate the VAINQUEURS to put out a pretty solid defensive hold as well. Oh, and I think I have to do predictions. Apologies. 38-62 in favor of Animal House. That's impressive. A lot of folks got wrong there. Go ahead and get this last one out. Folks think. Certainly now it's going to be pretty even, as I'm sure folks not going to be aware of, not going to really be able to decide who they think is going to come out on top. Anyway, back into the action we go for round number 2.
Everybody press your radio.
A south spawn coming in for Animal House, and they're going to apply aggression as a full squad right out the gate. Smoke's coming in. Jourdain pushing into that far corner. Green Theft not even looking there, and now the smoke falls and keeps Green Theft
We did not even check that corner. Holy crap.
blind.
Yeah, shit.
What
You
a
gotta stop talking to her around. I'm gonna kill you.
crazy fortunate event for Green Theft. Wow, they botched the smoke and it landed on them as they pushed out. I don't think he could have played it any better. Mobstar meanwhile pushes out. Green Theft goes down. Somehow they survive, and Vale peeks out to find the final kill and then confirm their C4 detonation. It leaves us with just the 3.
Watch that corner, little corner. There's somebody.
Heavy smokes are out, allowing this Animal House team to push up. Counter flashes coming in. Trying to check if anyone's in that back corner, but I think Nolamite and Quokka got blinded, so they weren't able to fly out and see. Otherwise, they got 3 lines of sight, patiently waiting here. smoke going went a little too far. There goes Lipinski. Dolomite tries to catch them on a long swing, and that doesn't work out. Animal House on their attack. Not doing too hot right now, as Quokka is the final one left alive. Being slowly pushed by the offense. Maybe a little too slow. Another kill comes through, and with 4 minutes left, Quokka can completely reset. And, you know, rotations take time. Teams are no stranger to players going into rotations. And so I imagine after a certain amount of no aggression on that corner, it'll be a bit of an indicator that the push isn't coming in from that side. Granted, I don't see really any coverage of this lane. Although there is at least 1 or 2 lasers near the objective side. Nugget is actually watching. Long ways to go, though, to push all the way down the alley. Or light there. Tall order for sure, but... couple of okay angles coming in from the VAINQUEURS as they do hold that side. And, I mean, ultimately, Quokka does have to push out into these lines of sight, so... Again, we're just seeing the late game hold from the VAINQUEURS in effect here. Have to patiently wait and see what this play unfolds into. The slow peek on the corner is just going to slowly peek your kneecap into Most Wanted's line of sight. Either that or they're going to forget about Apex in that back corner. And I wonder if they can actually cap without... If they kill... Well, if they kill Apex, Nugget's going to rotate, so... They'll need to get rid of Apex, really. If they want a chance at a cap. Actually, does he? Can they cap the objective from right here? Oh! They popped up briefly there. I think they're close enough. Tablet's out, and oh, they went a little too far. Almost a cap to come in there, but the VAINQUEURS hold on and defend. Definitely some slower rounds as these teams start to feel the pressure, but being more methodical will never hurt anybody. Unless it did and you died and you lost the round. In which case, oh well. On to our next OBJ of our final map here in this series. Going to be the basement objective. So we should likely continue to trade bulk rounds, but who knows? Both of these teams certainly have plays and strategies. Look at that, pretty cool, huh? Modular. Also HyperX. Boom. This hair, that's just me. Not sponsored by anybody. Somebody does want to sponsor it. In which case, I would be perfectly good for any sort of shampoo, hair product sponsorship. I'm on camera plenty. Think about it. Round number 3 kicking off.
Okay. All right, perfect. I love you.
And again in the basement.
Inside, I'll be at the door watching it with the head.
I got C4 also. I'll put it in.
Ooh.
And I lied. False start. Does give us a chance to look at the KDs, though, as we wait for the team to be properly readied up. If you are new and tuning in, please hit that follow button. We do cast regularly here on this channel, but also we do cast over on an app called Horizon Venues, which you can download on your Quest or Quest 2. We cast those games on Saturdays at 6 p.m. PST, Sundays at 12.
Do we?
You can watch these games in a basically movie theater sized screen with a bunch of other people in a room together. It's very cool. I recommend you check it out.
Not Bob, right?
But I think now we are actually getting in to round 3. And it's looking like a full underground push. And Animal House are throwing underground aggression. Not getting too crazy on the setups, but certainly hunting for early angles. Certain stuff the team should be ready for. It looks like Quokka just pushed up and dropped a C4 off somewhere. Though we're not sure where. And Green Theft now taking shots. Finds themselves
There's 2 down here,
trapped
basement, 1 on each prong.
between, well, a rock and a hard place, as they are getting covered from both sides. Bit of a nade toss there, not quite going far enough. Second flash doesn't do much either. Oh, and Green Theft just commits to the corner peak. They get shut down. Solid job from the VAINQUEURS, and Animal House are now down 1. The interesting thing is that Quokka still has a C4 placed somewhere here. There it is. And Nugget goes down. Blitz tries to pick out for the res, but that's going to be 2. And AH deny entry in the basement. Apex is still here, obviously. The rest of the offense up top slowly working their way into Lipinski's line of sight. You see that kill in the basement come through. Lipinski just waiting to find the right angle here on the Jourdain, and there it is. Fully exposed in the train tracks. Animal House 4v1 as V finds themselves alone upstairs in a very tough spot to be in. Having to push down into a basement with a full defense alive. Not an easy task ahead of them. Trying to figure out what their best plan of action is. I actually feel like the stairway entry is the right choice. Oh boy, but now they have to commit. Especially as Lipinski just barely misses. Nolamite's going to challenge. And yeah, they are in a tough spot. They're lucky that Lipinski didn't continue to hold and Vale was able to rotate out. Still, though, a tough task for the lone attacker here. Worried about Lipinski up top, worried about the defense downstairs that knows you're there.
Who is this, man?
Still south stairwell.
Yeah. Upstairs. Yeah. Yeah, hey, who's this, your guys?
A little banter back and forth.
Just you, man. Just come down here and die, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna win.
Okay. Yeah.
Just hurry up.
Oh, did find at least the kill, but there's the trade. A little banter back and forth, and I mean, a tall order ahead of V there for sure. Animal House take their defensive W. And in a... I know it. I think we continue to trade down. Or I think we will continue, excuse me, to trade down as we swap sides. VAINQUEURS go back into that basement position and defend this time, and Animal House get their opportunity at tech. We have seen good offensive rounds from Animal House, and we did nearly see a cap last round. So I'm sure Animal House are thinking about a way to push into this basement and get this cap, because there is some good strategies that you can kind of deploy depending on what the VAINQUEURS setup on defense looks like. If they are actively upstairs, I think the overall play is a little bit different. Then comes down to how the picks go upstairs, but still, there are several ways to sort of approach this. In fact, I think one of the more successful methods of attack I've seen is a full push in the basement. I know it sounds a little crazy, but all five pushing out through that basement doorway and overwhelming any defense in the area has worked. Granted, it all, again, matters on what the defense does. Where's the utility placement? There's just so many variables in a match like this, and so I guess it's why it's so fun to tune into. It's why we have a nice crowd stopping by. I think we have the folks over from VRML 2 coming in. So a shout out to Grenade for running that action over there. We really do appreciate the cast. Sorry I couldn't catch it, but we've had a great series here to tune into, and you're catching it now when it matters, as we are in the map 3 decider and back into the action for round number 4.
Oh, the map almost been bigger.
See what the basement setup looks like here for the VAINQUEURS is going to be important. Ooh, a little bit more aggressive. And, oh, wow, the timing. Jourdain able to get tucked in just before Lipinski gets there. Utility coming out. Counter utility coming out. Oh, what a nade toss to get them down. Green Theft peaks, and they are able to at least get the refrag.
Clear.
And before Lipinski gets rezzed. Here comes the full press from Animal House. Down through the basement, but where's the C4 placed? Ah. Right here. And what is this? Quokka has pushed down to the objective. They have tablet out on objective and they're capping, and they get it in time. When did that happen? I know. Oh my. What? Animal House take the W. They came with the basement push and instantly flew out the basement and full charged to the stairs, pushed down the stairs, won their fight, and then capped. All while the rest of the offense drew the attention into the basement push. Wow. That is that, folks. Map 3 in the books. Animal House take the series. VAINQUEURS lose, and the final score line comes in at 8-10, with Animal House coming out on the victory. What a wild finale for the AH team, and almost went undetected from me. Fortunate enough that we popped by over there to watch that cap come in, and it was just in time. Almost killed before that cap came through, but not quite, and that is the series. Wow, what an exciting match to tune in here to this afternoon. And a reminder that there's more exciting matches this weekend. Saturday at 6 p.m. PST over on twitch.tv/VRMasterLeague. Sunday at 12 p.m. PST. Be sure to catch that action because it is going to be good, and it is going to be on Horizon venues. So if you want to catch it there, you can as well. We've shouted out the sponsors. We'll shout them out quick again. ProTube VR, VR Cover, HyperX, VRML, all contributing together with Asterion as well to provide you a $7,000 in cash and hardware prize pool for Season 12. Going to be exciting stuff when we get to that postseason, as it has been mad competition. But nonetheless, it is it for us here today. My name has been NightFiree with 2 E's. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. But until next time, stay classy.